I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border.
Don't come! Don't come!
Wow, that's terrible of me. I don't care if everyone else talked about it already. I needed something for Halloween stat! The Typing of the Dead is essentially House of the Dead 2 teaches typing. And if you don't know what House of the Dead is, they're a series of games where you shoot at zombies with a light gun, a lot like Butcher Cup. From Sega as well. It's been over 5 main games, with the last 2 being prequels to the third game, woo. As well as some spin-offs and those terrible movies, one of which stars a gal from Need for Speed Carbon. Though it's also most well known for its infamous voice acting, especially in the second game, which I'll talk about later. But you know what's more ridiculous? The game I'm about to review. This piece of gaming software was developed by Sega's SmileBit on top of AM1's Haunted 2, released in 1999 to Japan arcades around a year after it. And if you don't believe me, here's a pic. It later got ported to the Dreamcast and the PC around this time frame. And before you tell me that it's stupid to release it on a console, the Dreamcast is a keyboard peripheral, so there you go. The PS2 also saw a port of it with the subtitle Zombie Panic, but that's Japan only. Meh. I'll be playing the Dreamcast version using Redream. Why not the PC port? Gee, I wonder why! Start it up, and we get a brief recap of the first Haunted, where 2 agents storm the mansion of a mad scientist who produced zombies and other such creatures. What's missing here is they were also saving Sophie from becoming one of them. Too late for that. However, when Dr. Kieran awakens a magician, he was killed, and they had to put that down as well. It was not until we saw that it was concocted by one Goldman.
Goldman!
Over 1 year later, and it looks like a zombie outbreak happened in a vaguely Italian city, so AMS dispatched their best to stop the menace. AMS? Isn't that a long defunct tech company my dad used to work?
The Typing of the Dead.
Sounded like they're saying the Planbing of the Dead.
The Typing of the Dead.
Gee, thanks for reminding me twice. Much like the original, the game comprises 6 short chapters set in, I presume, Venice, Italy. There are so many modes to play, including a trading mode and a boss mode, in case you want to do the tower boss many times. Let's begin, and already I'm bursting to action as this little devil stops AMS lackey named James from Meeting G. Now before I talk about the absurdity of typing words at zombies, let's talk presentation. For a Dreamcast port, it almost looks 1-to-1 to the arcade original. They look great for the console, and the zombies have their charm. Oddly enough though, some of the textures are really pixelated. That's not the emulator's fault, other than not seeing the letters when typing your name and that. It's a problem even when playing on a real Dreamcast, and the PC version as well. Unlike the original, which tries to take itself somewhat seriously despite the shit voice acting, this one takes a more comedic form, with some enemies building squeaking hammers or plungers or whatever instead of lethal weapons. They still hurt you though. Not only that, but the main characters use keyboards connected to the Dreamcast plugged into a big fuck up battery. Still, the voice acting is laughable, and me telling you this isn't doing justice, so here's some clips.
What the? I don't want to die! My god. Amy, Harry! The chaos of the city's increasing!
People of the AMS, I am Goldman. I don't care if you people try to get in my way or not. In time you'll find out who's right. This is a present from me to you.
Other than that, the audio is great, as does the music. The second level song is a great remix of the first game's first level, and the third level is banging as well. The boss music uses this soundbite, which was also used for the sparring track in Dead or Alive 2. Kinda like how Driver 2 uses the first level's intro bit from the first Haunted for some missions. If the footage you're seeing here doesn't give you any idea what the game is all about somehow, you type shit quick. It's pretty high concept. You type what you want to type on screen and they're killed. The keys you type are your bullets, somehow. Even looking at what these guys are armed with still leaves me with questions. Where the bullets come out of? By default, you start with 3 hit points and 5 continues, so you can change it on the options menu. for the worse. Your main foes are not just the zombie humans, but also the zombie monkeys, small little slugs and birds, as well as objects thrown by zombies, ghostly zombies, mutated Z creatures, and all that mess. It starts simple enough, only need to type 2 letter words and abbreviations at the start of the first level, but as you go further without dying, the words get longer and complicated, and the words become phrases, and they also get longer, reaching the zenith by the 6th level. But don't worry, if you wish to continue, they get simpler for a while. You better have some good strategies in this game, start tapping one of the pop-ups and you must finish it, so it gets complicated when the zombie shots at you or throws something at you. Pressing escape cancels it out at least, but I'm a good typer. That's debatable. I don't care. Must die fast before that thing reaches me! Like in Horror 2, you get to save civilian lives, which doing so will either just say thank you or give you an extra hit point. Filling the bar by doing perfect typing combos does the same, so you better have some fast fingers in later levels. Hitting boxes drains you points or power-ups like genre dictionaries, which leaves you with typing words related to, well, a genre, or silly stuff like resizing heads or changing player models in the cutscenes. The former ones are a godsend in later levels, as it makes some parts of it faster than normal. Back to civilians, saving some will also give you alternate paths in the level, so depending on how well you do, you might either get a shorter path or a longer path. And even saving some or getting this key gives you a longer way to finish the level. Exclusive to this game, in some level areas you even get to do missions by tapping words at a large number of them without getting hit before time runs out. Succeed and you get a power up, or points if you're unlucky. As you can see, my tapping is as shit as me playing Horror 2 with a controller. Even on very easy, I kept missing keys, pressing the wrong keys, and I don't even know how to write simple ass words at times. How am I bad at writing them? Though I still managed to progress further than that. I ran out of credits at the Eurofan part on chapter 5, but still, it's much easier to type than to shoot. At least I don't have to reload every 6 letters.
Reload! Reload!
Better yet, despite the prompts having uppercase letters and spaces, there's no need to capitalize letters or adding spaces. Just type the necessary letters, numbers, and punctuations, and you're good to go. You can select any of the 5 levels you want, even in arcade mode. You can even start at the 5th level, which is enough to get to the final chapter, and defeat the Emperor. Honestly, a lot easier than defeating the Magician, in which their first phase was typing the phrases without mistakes, otherwise you get hit. Speaking of bosses, they are completely revamped to work on the keyboard, such as the Saint Shaw wielding Strength, in which you have to type a short story fast enough to kill him. Yeah, they can get crazy. Forget about not knowing the Emperor's weak point, just type. By the way, his weak point is his so unsubtly red heart. You can fake me later. Try answering 3 questions and you're done! You get to see Goldman do a silly thing depending on what you answer correctly. Yes, they do matter apparently! So that was the arcade mode, but what is the original mode about? It's a rather vague name for a mode. In Super Hang-On on a Mega Drive for instance, it's some sort of a career mode where you earn cash by doing races, upgrade your bike, and hire better mechanics. In House of the Dead 2, you select 2 items you want to stick with for the duration of the game, like extra credits, extra ammo for your magazine, or more powerful shots. That's very much it. So it's just arcade mode, but barely better. So, how does Tapping of the Dead's OG mode do? Well, it's more the same as arcade mode. But you get to collect items you can use for later by pressing the 4 function keys, and you earn coins by doing feats in the level. Collecting enough will give you some stuff like having 5 lives at the start in the options menu. At least it's somewhat better than Horror 2's original mode, but it isn't much. Even if you do all the stuff in the game, it is really short like every other arcade rail shooter. You can finish arcade mode in less than an hour if you're good at it. But the branching paths and the fun gameplay for a tapping tutor of sorts still gives you a lot of replay value. Yeah, it's so exhilarating to type words on the screen, and the boss battles are quite intense. It's no Umbrella Chronicles, but it's no Resident Evil Survival on the PS1. In short, Tapping of the Dead is worth checking out. That or Targeted Overkill, or the Texorcist, which has stolen voice clips from Half-Life 2 for some reason. How did they get away with that? There, didn't took me 21 minutes to talk about it. See you next time!